The other one, The Founder, I'll probably talk less about this because it was really fucking good. Do you know much about, it's Michael Keaton plays Ray Kroc.
Right. The founder of McDonald's.
Yeah, and it's a warts and all story if I ever saw one.
Oh, good.
Michael Keaton, it's great. It's fantastic, and Michael Keaton is just a treasure. And this is a much different Michael Keaton than you see in a lot of movies, because he is at his, sleaziest in this movie.
Excellent.
It's so good.
I love sleazy Keaton.
Holy shit. This movie was made 20 years ago to be like Michael Douglas playing
Nice!
Rick Croft, But it's a fascinating story to see. You and I are both McDonald's geeks,
I wouldn't call myself a geek, but, I love a cheeseburger.
It's like our Christmas when the McRib comes back.
Dude, the McRib was around for so long this year.
Yeah, it was. And I was still sad when it left. I had the Grand Mac earlier, which I highly recommend. So anyway, it's fascinating to see how everything started here, because the McDonald brothers are played by John Carroll Lynch and Nick Offerman.
Nice.
They play the McDonald brothers, and Ray Kroc finds them when he's just trying to sell milkshake mixers, and you kind of they're talking about their story, how they started it, and how it's really cool seeing Michael Keaton go up there and being confused by the concept of fast food, because he's just used to drive-ins, and everyone getting your order wrong and it taking a half hour. Which I can totally vouch for, because that happened to me at Sonic last week. Worth it, though. But no, so he's it's funny to see him get confused at the concept of that, and even the McDonald brothers talking about when they first opened it, and then it shows people not confused that they had to get out of their car and go up to the window, and that no one's bringing them their food in the car, and then they have this grand opening which attracts 1 million flies. That was pretty cool. And then when Kroc starts to franchise it for him, it's funny seeing other franchise owners start to fuck stuff up. You see a McDonald's that says also serving corn on the cob. And a free bucket of chicken comes with a biscuit.
No, stop.
What are you doing? So all of that's really cool to see. But then he starts really fucking him over really, really, really bad. And at a point, you sort of understand it, because because he is he's opening up all these franchises and they're doing very successful, but he's only breaking even, and he had to mortgage his house and he's having trouble making those payments. So he is trying to come up with new ways to make money for him, but they keep shooting him down. So you kind of understand partly where he's coming from in certain aspects of it.
I get why you're an asshole, but you're still an asshole.
Yeah. It goes far, and it gets to a point where he's hitting on a dude's wife in front of him. He leaves his own wife. He treats his wife like shit. He screws these two brothers over so bad, man. So fucking bad. But I understand frustration in both angles right here. I understand their frustration with him because he is just fucking them over royal. I understand his frustration because they keep shooting down everything he wants to do. But it's good to see that a movie that, where somebody who is a total sleaze, who's totally screwing these guys over and taking advantage of them, is a three-dimensional character. And same with those guys. You're really rooting for these two guys. You kind of want to see Ray Kroc's comeuppance, which never happens, other than he died in 1984, but he died a billionaire. It was a fascinating movie to see. It was really cool seeing things at a lot of different perspectives. It wasn't completely villainizing one side over the other, even though it's this is a pretty shitty dude.
There will be blood with French fries.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And it fucking came down to a milkshake at the end.
Perfect. fucking perfect.
It did. Like, because one of the ideas he says, he's like, look, I can save us $100 if we just use these water milkshake packets, these Insta mixes. That way we don't waste a bunch of money with all this freezer space. Because it tastes exactly the same. It'll save us money. And they're like, no, it has to have ice cream in it. And he's like, well, fuck. And then, like, later on, he sends them, like, one of those Insta packs. It's strawberry. He's like, guess what? We have a new flavor. Like, no, that's against the contract. It's like, well, whatever. I highly recommend it. It was a great time. Like, the Oscar nominations came out today. I would have loved to have seen Keaton get a nod for this. I got to make out my list sometime this week of the best movies of the year.
The Oscar nominations came out, so now I gotta start pirating some shit and catching up. Like, all right, got a couple weeks to figure out what I think. Yeah, I gotta watch some shit.
I've seen all of them but Lion. Lion hasn't come to Springfield.
I have not seen very many of anything this year.
Well, to go into our next movie. Hang on, they'll actually
Oscars 2018.
There'll actually be a little pause here for the end of this video, so you want to continue this conversation, see the Gavin Stone one, and end.